The extinction of the Moroyoyo people. In the time when the great Boabas were young and the rivers sang with abundance, there existed a kingdom called Moroyoyo. Nest in the valley where the earth was generous and the sky smiled upon its people. The Moroyoyo people were people of laughter and labor, of shared harvest and evening dances beneath the acacia tree. Their mud bricks homes to in harmonies, circles, and their children played without fear in the garden. Grasses, the swelled at the kingdom edge. King Adamo ruled with the wisdom of 7 generations before him. His eyes were kind, his judgment fair, and his people prospered. The market overflowed with yams and millets, with clay pot painted in ochres and indigo, with honey that dripped like liquid sunlight. The elder said the gods themselves has blessed Moroyoyo, for in all the surrounding land no kingdom knew such peace. Neighbors traded rather than war, and the young grew strong, knowing only the labor of farming and craft, not the weight of weapons. The king had one son, King Kazim, born under auspicious stars, handsome and clever. The prince was beloved by all who knew him. He married Princess Amara, daughter of a neighboring chief, and their union was celebrated for 7 days and 7 nights. Amara was beautiful and wise, her spirit as pure as the morning dew. The kingdom rejoiced, for their future seemed as certain as the sunrise. But in the heart of Prince Kasim lacked a restlessness that even he could not name. While Amara tended their home with devotion, the prince's eyes began to wander. During a festival in the eastern village, he encountered Zara, a dancer whose movements were like fire and whose words were honeyed poison. She was the wife of Okon, the kingdom's greatest warrior and the commander of Moroyoyo's modest army. What began as stolen glance became the secret meeting in the forest. Kasim, weak in spirit, though strong in body, surrounded to temptation, he betrayed not only his wife, but the warrior who had sworn to protect him with his very life. The affair continued in shadow, and though whispers began to drift through the kingdom like smoke, the prince convinced himself that he desired justified his deception. The truth came to light on a market day when Oton returned early from patrol and found his wife head wrapped in the prince's chamber. The warrior's roar of anguish echoed through the palace before the king could convince the council of elders. For wisdom could temper rage, Okon did the unthinkable. In his heartbreak and fury, he sent words to the Kundara, the brutal kingdom to the north that had long converted Moroyoyo's fertile land. Come at the next new moon, his message read, I will open the eastern gate. King Adamo, upon discovery, his son's betrayer, wept tears that seems to drain the very life from him. He confronted Kazim in the throne room before the assembled elders. My son, he said, his voice breaking, for your moment of pleasure, you have planted seeds of destruction. How can Okon defend us now? How can our warriors trust their commander's son? Kasim fell to his knees, finally understanding the magnitude of his folly. But remorse, though deep, could not recall the message around delivered, could not heal the wound already carved to the kingdom's heart. The Kundara came on the night of new moon, their numbers vast as locusts, upon, true to his treacherous word, upon the eastern gate. The invasion began at midnight, and the Moroyoyo, so long accustomed to peace, stumbled from their birds into nightmare. Warriors who had drilled more in ceremony than combat tried violently to organize, but chaos ruled. The first day saw the outer villages pour, smoke from the burning granaries and the scream of the dying minute. With the roll cries of Gundara, King Adamo, though old, donned his father's armor and led what defense could be mounted. Prince Qasim fought beside him, direct to redeem himself through valor, but courage through betrayal. On the second day, Kandahar reached the heart of the kingdom. Street by street, home by home, he advanced. Princess Amara organized the women and children into the sacred temple, but the invaders respected nothing. The marketplace where joy has once flourished became a killing ground. The elders who had cancelled peace for generations fell defending their people with nothing but walking sticks and righteous anger. But on the third day, Moroyo was broken. King Adamo lay dead in the palace courtyard, his sword still in his hand. Prince Qasim, wounded and captured, was dragged before the Kandahar kingdom and executed as his people watched. Okon, the betrayer, was killed by his own allies, for Kandahar had no use for a man who had torn his own kingdom. The survivors, mostly women, children, and the elderly, were bound in chains. The Kandahar showed no mercy, razed the kingdom to its foundation, salted the field, and poisoned the well. Every symbol of Moroyo was obliterated. The temple were destroyed, the sacred place burned, the history inscribed on clay tablets shattered into dust. The enslaved Moroyo were scattered across distant land, sold in market from coast to desert, separated from one another, forbidden to speak their language or practice their custom. They were absorbing other people within a single generation. The children forgot the song their grandmothers had sung. The names of their ancestors faded like morning mist. Within 15 years, no one living could claim to be purely of Moroyo blood. The valley where the kingdoms had flourished became wilderness, reclaimed by the tones and tones. Travelers who had passed through saw only ruins and wondered what people had once lived there, but there was no one left to tell them. The Moroyo people, who had known such unity and love, who had danced beneath stars and raised their children in peace, ceased to exist. They became a whisper in history, a conditionary tale told by crowds around distant fires. And all because a prince, blessed with everything, chose momentary passion over lasting honor, and his weakness upon the door through which destruction was. The last known speaker of the Moroyo tongue died in chains in the foreign land, and with her final breath, as an entire people went extinct from the earth where their kingdom once stood. Only the wind remembers carrying through the empty valley, the ghost of songs that will never be sung again. This is a story of the Moroyo people and the extinction from the Mother Earth. Thanks for watching.
Liking, commenting and subscribing to Grandpa Tales channel. I hope to bring you more interesting tales that will nourish your mind, keep you happy and guide you daily to success. See you in my next video. Thanks fans.